welcome back. So, recap of week 7 of competition prep. So, last week was a chaos week. As I said in the previous video, I headed down to Tassie midweek, went down and visited some family just for like 4 days. So I was like pretty well stayed off grid, didn't really tell you when I was there. But honestly, every time I go to Tassie, I'm running around seeing everyone. And I just wanted to, spend time with my family this time around, which, because when you go back, you only get so many days with everyone. So I did that, and that was good. Saw all my family that I have left down there. That sounds grim. But, yes, that was good. So that was last week. I obviously worked throughout the week while I was there, and then Sunday flew home and got back into the things as of Monday, like business as usual. But yeah, last week we did have a little bit of up and downs. Like, I didn't take my body weight scales with me when I got down there. My mum's scales are dodgy. Like, I stepped on them 10 times and the weight was different every time. So I didn't get data one day, which wasn't the end of the world. But otherwise, I got off the plane, went to the supermarket on the Wednesday night, make sure I had stuff for the following days. And if anything, my meals were probably a bit all over the place timing wise, but we still made it fit the macros, etc. All my steps got done. I went for walks with my nan, with Kenny, with Mads, and then what? And then just on the treadmill as well. So in the gym when I was down there. So still got all the things done. I was on 13,000 steps and my food was the same as the previous week. So that was chill, really easy to still balance everything out. And yeah, it was a good week. Returning back, I suppose, to Brisbane, it was good though to have, my house, my routine, normal foods I eat again, etc. So that has been good. Now, that's pretty all. Because I only did my video late last week anyway. Other than that, over the weekend, I literally just spent it with family. So I ate my meals. It was boring, right? I didn't do anything. So this week though, starting as of this week, it's Wednesday today. So yesterday I had my check-in with Rob, and from last week my weight was sort of in the mid 63s, I suppose you would say. A couple of days in Tassie where my meals were maybe close together later at night, I did notice that I was sitting on the higher end of 63, but I did expect that once I got back and I had more normality with my meals, that would probably go back down. But anyway, Rob was happy with how things were travelling, but he did make a bit of a push, not with food, actually with my step count. So I was already doing 13,000 a day. And so this week, he's upped that to 15, which initially I was like, oh my fucking God, we're so early in prep and they're already at 15, where are they going to end up at? But honestly, I was on my step page yesterday and I have it on a pretty quick speed. And it actually sort of tested my cardio because I was talking on videos while I was on it. And all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I've actually hit 17,000. So it can, if you don't have any sort of, you have to get those steps raw dog, just out walking, it takes a long time. But if you're already pretty active through the day and then have a treadmill or step pad, it makes it a lot easier. So that's actually not very bad. And then this morning, my steps were always going over 15,000 a lot of the time anyway. But this morning, I've woken up and I had a huge drop overnight. So I was 53.4 yesterday, and I've woken up 63 point, I'm all confused. 63.4 yesterday, and I've woken up 62.7 today. So that's a huge drop. That's 700 grams. So clearly my body was just holding heaps of shit from when I was away, and it's finally all just gets out. So that is cool. We're in the 62s now. So that's we're officially at the moment as of today, 5.2 kilos down. So that is good. I said once I reached the low 60s and we're at, that 61, 62 mark, I feel a lot better. And I already do. I put my outfit on today and I was like, fuck yeah, my waist has come in a fair bit. And this is where I naturally like to sit when I'm, at maintenance. So anyways, so that is good. That is moving in the right direction. So like I said, stage weight is aimed to be 55. So that's like still 7 and a bit kilos away. But a big chunk of the fat loss is down, which is good. Oh, hello, Frank. Oh, he doesn't like being held or the camera very much, do you? Anyway, off while. So that's that. Oh, the one other thing from last week though was I did end up missing an upper body session. So that very, very rarely happens, but just with the like travel days, and you know, I'm always, I don't want to say always, but I did prioritize while I was in Tassie seeing, you know, spending time with like grandparents and stuff over like, you know, an upper gym session that I can just move to Monday this week. So instead of doing it Sunday, I've moved it all back. So I will have 6 sessions this week as opposed to just the 5, so that I can make up for last week. But, you know, upper's not that taxing, like in comparison to lower, so I'm not stressed. So that'll be fun. That was the only other sort of like, not mishap, but yeah. That's that. Frankie, hi bud. You don't want to be held, but you want to be patted. Come on. Or don't, whatever. So otherwise last week I had posing. I actually do have posing this morning again with Tay, so I'm about to head off to the gym, do lower body, and I've got posing with Tay. So because she went away, I've had like 3 in a row, like 3 weeks in a row, which is epic for me. Like I love it. It is really good. It makes you just, it's always in the forefront of your mind. So I have been posing pretty well every day, which is great. Slowly getting there. It's weird because I was a dancer. You would think that posing would be easy for me, and I know for a lot of girls it is, but just the flow of it. When I did dancing, like I always did jazz or I did funk. I did things where it was like hard hitting movements, right? And posing, and I did do ballet as well, but I don't know, posing's more like a mix of both. Like you go soft into a firm, like I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a coach, but anyway, it is a lot harder than it looks, and like manipulating my position, like the position of my body is really hard for me because I lost a lot of my flexibility after I stopped dancing, and I already didn't have very good range of movement over my head. So that has been like my biggest challenge with that. But, you know, practice until you can't get it wrong sort of thing. So that's what I've been doing, and as well as mobility. So I actually am doing, like I'm part of the mobility collective and am doing that. And I had, like I'd said, I had been pretty slack on that, but last week like they've started the live classes again. So that's where, like when I've got something to jump onto and follow, like I do it better. To be completely honest, I just haven't built the habit of doing the mobility yet. I can do all the other things, and there's a lot of things already on my plate, but it was like adding something else in, there was a lot of friction. So I only have 4 of them I'm meant to do a week, right? And they're 20, 30 minutes, whatever. It's just like another thing. So I've had trouble prioritizing it, and it's never, you don't have time, so you're not prioritizing it. So that is something I have worked on. So Saturday night I did one, and then Sunday night when I got back I had like 10,000 steps to do, so I got on my step pad in front of the TV and did them. And then Monday night I actually worked until like 8 p.m. lol, so I didn't do one that night. But last night I was sitting on the couch after I had tea, and I was like, right, I'm going to go and get my foam roller and I'm going to do my mobility. So I did it last night. So that is creating a habit. I don't want to do it during the day when I'm already at the gym, because when I'm there to get my session done, I already because I go at this time, I'm like, right, I've got meetings usually early in the morning, so I need to be back, I need to whatever. And just that extra half an hour at the gym on top of training and posing, I don't want to be there. So I'm going to do it at night, I've decided, after tea, just before I get into bed, and I think that'll be the way I create that habit. So that is an improvement from previous weeks. Hello, Frankie. And yeah, otherwise I think everything's peachy. Steps, my training is still, my training will be the same all the way through. That won't really change. Food will be staying the same for a while, as will now my steps, I hope. But we have seen, that does work, upping the steps. So yeah, it'll just keep things moving along really well and prevent us from reaching metabolic adaptation sooner rather than later. Prevent us from reaching it sooner. Yeah. As opposed to later on. The longer we can stay on this food, the better. So I've got more energy to do all the things, but my body's still like losing the weight, which is great. So otherwise, that's pretty well it, my queens. I still haven't booked anything in for the shows. I hate myself. I need to look at doing that this week. Can you not lick me? Like, what do you want? You don't want to be held, and you're licking me. You never see my cat. You always see my dog. My cat's his own person, honestly. Anyway, stop licking me though, it's weird. I'm going to leave you there because I actually need to get to the gym. But, yeah. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for listening in to me yap again. How is that 11 minutes? I need to shut up. Anyway, catch you, Queenies!